Greetings folks, in this video I thought I'd share some of the tweaks and changes that I've made to my Radiomaster TX16S just to make it feel more personalised and feel better in my hands. Now these are mods that not everyone will want to do, they're just things that I like to do. It also shows how amazingly configurable these radios are with the latest OpenTX. First thing I've done is added some coloured switch surrounds up on the top here. I just took these off my old Taranis and screwed them straight on there. Little splash of colour. I have also changed the stick ends so that they're sort of wider and more comfortable for me. I really like wider stick ends. I've just 3D printed up these little stick covers, I suppose. They just slip over the existing sticks. I actually found the existing sticks a bit too long and a bit sort of sharp and narrow on the top, so I've actually chopped off the top little crown of the stick and printed up this replacement, and that feels really nice to me. Won't suit everyone, certainly won't suit pinchers, and I guess if you're in a humid environment or a sweaty environment it might be a bit slippery, but I really like the feel of these ones. It feels more luxurious to me and better for a fixed wing flying. Change the splash screen to a photo. I've changed the colour scheme. I'll show you where to do that actually. So push the telly screen, then page back to the start. You can choose 3 different themes up the top here. I'm still on the stock theme, but I've changed the main colour here. That is was the ready colour, but you can just go in and change the red, green and blue values to get a colour that you like. I have loaded the Amber sound pack. So that's the Amber sound pack. Just search for Amber and download the EN folder and replace it on your SD card. Same with the background. I'd now no longer have that sunrise with the person silhouetted there. I just have a sort of a graduated mid-grey background, so that means the information is a lot clearer, easier to see. I have also replaced all the image photos with my own photos, or mostly all of my own, so that I don't have to scroll through so many image files and I can find my own. You can see the EN that's the existing English commands that come with the radio. I've renamed that to ENX and replaced it with the Amber sound pack, so I get Amber's lovely voice, and I've got rid of all the other languages there as well, just so I don't have to keep searching through them. I've increased the backlight duration to 30 seconds just to keep it bright for a bit longer, and you can also adjust the maximum brightness and the dimmable brightness there as well. You can actually turn that down to 0, so the screen will actually turn off after 30 seconds. All configurable. Added a telemetry screen to the Phoenix 2000 with the Vario, so I've got altitude, maximum altitude, cell voltage, and I have the Vario working in the background, of course. Now someone asked me how many model slots does this radio have, and I asked Ben from Hobby Porter, and he says it's unlimited because the models are saved on the SD card, so no limit to how many models you can fit on here. And also he confirmed that this is actually the touchscreen version. And the reason other people were getting a grid pattern was because they hadn't peeled off the protective film on the screen. That sort of gives a moire pattern, I guess. And you can check that it is the touchscreen by going to the analog debug, and you can see by touching the screen you get the little cross there, tells you the position that you've touched down there as well, so definitely the touchscreen. We just have to wait for OpenTX 2.4 for full functionality. So let's hear a little bit more of Amber. I actually have the volume on the S2 switch here as well.
0 meters.
Oh, that's a lovely sound, isn't it?
0 meters.
And the other mods I've done are internal, so let's pull it apart again and see what I've done inside. Now inside, as I showed previously, I've replaced the slider knobs with thicker slider knobs so that they give it a little bit more friction by rubbing on the casing. One of my subscribers asked if I would print them and sell them to him, but unfortunately no, I'm avoiding the post office at the moment for obvious reasons. So you can download them on Thingiverse and even get them printed on Thingiverse, I think, but you'll need to find someone with a 3D printer or a local printing service to get them printed. Now, I also previously mentioned this wire coming from the rudder stick was passing underneath these throttle friction springs, and I was a bit concerned about that because they're a bit too close to this sharp edge and could easily get jammed between the friction slider and the spring. So I undid the spring, took it off, and pulled this wire out. It's just sort of captured in this little clip here, just glued in there, but you just pull that off and it's just passing over the top, and it's sort of nice and free now. Also, to get a little bit more friction on the throttle than I could before, I've actually bent this spring down a little bit and wiped off some of the lubricant that was on there, just so that I've got a really nice amount of friction on the throttle now. Just feels smooth, but sort of will hold in its position. And what I think is probably the most important mod that I've made is the radio no longer says
"Welcome to OpenTX,"
because that really irritates me. All you have to do is rename the hello file in the sounds on the SD card, and that lady will no longer say that horrible "Welcome to OpenTX." This is just some of the things that I've done to personalise the radio. If this is going to be my daily driver, then I want it to feel totally mine, and this goes some of the way to do that. Thanks for watching.